Hello, Mr. O here. Welcome to my video on transport in cells. The things we're going to be looking at today are the different transport processes which take place within cells, and also looking at the key similarities and differences between some of these processes. The first process we're going to look at is diffusion. In diffusion, this is spreading out of particles, so they're moving from an area where they're in high concentration to an area where they're in low concentration. This is also called going down a concentration gradient. The type of things which move in diffusion are molecules of gases and dissolved solutes. What we mean by a solute is anything which is dissolved in a liquid solvent, so something like mineral ions would be a good example in biological organisms. As you can see from the picture, the particles start off on the left in high concentration all gathered together, and over time, due to random movements, they spread out so that they're in even concentration throughout. The next process is osmosis. The next transport process is osmosis. Osmosis can be thought of as a special kind of diffusion. It's always the water molecules which move rather than whatever's dissolved in them, so the solvent molecules are the things which are moving. In contrast to diffusion, it always happens across a membrane. These membranes are called semi-permeable, or sometimes partially permeable. What this means is they'll let water through, but they won't let any larger molecules which are dissolved in it through. Okay, so looking at the diagram, you start off with two solutions of different concentrations. You've got a more dilute solution on the left and a more concentrated solution on the right. Then osmosis is going to take place over time. Water is going to move from the more dilute to the more concentrated solution, so you can see the number of particles on each side stays the same, but water is going to move from left to right. Okay, to summarise these two processes, we're going to look at some of the similarities and differences between them. First similarity is both of them involve movement from high to low concentration or down a concentration gradient. They're also passive processes. By that I mean that neither of them require any energy from respiration. The key differences between these two processes are that osmosis can only happen across a membrane. The second key difference is in osmosis, water, the solvent, is the thing which diffuses, whereas in simple diffusion you've got the solutes or gases which can move around. And finally, osmosis is almost always a biological process and happens inside living organisms. Diffusion happens in a wide range of places, and living organisms is only one place where it occurs. Now there's one more transport process which you can also come across, and a person climbing a hill is a little bit of a metaphor for how this one works. In active transport, particles move from a low concentration to a high concentration. This also happens across a membrane, and the cells will have special proteins in the membrane which can use energy to move particles in this way. Key factor of this is, like the person climbing a hill, it's movement against the concentration gradient, and for anyone who's ever climbed uphill, you know that it's a process which takes quite a lot of energy. Thank you for watching my video, and please join me again next time.